listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to Upptalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say Upptalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
When I go to my UI file, can you see that? Can you see that our browser that was correct? No, this is screen scraping. I think we created. See screen scraping. You can extract data from anywhere. You can take it from any window applications or web applications you can extract. Now, if I want to, let me open something like UI file. Let me take something. If you want to extract this data, because it is in unstructured format, we will go on to screen scraping. I can select anything which I want to extract it. Can you see the text? I think you know that native one. We are using native one for text one. Then I am clicking finish button. When you come to that get full text, it will store it in the output parameter. That is, what you need to do is you have to delete it. Control. Extract the text. I am creating a variable. Then, where you want to write it, you can write it in the word. The word you want to write it. We need to go on at the Manage Packages. All the package. You need to select Word application. When you click Word Activities, you can install the Word activity because default package won't be there. We need to click All Packages and then add Word packages into your project. It is downloading now. Can I also do with you? Just select Scrub Screen. Once a package is added, you can go to the Activity tab. Search for Word. When you search for us, you can see that first you need to open Word application scope. We can open inside or wherever you want to open it. I'm opening Word application scope. And then you can give the file name something like what. We will do it as extracted text. Once you may be that page. We'll copy the file path from here. Same thing. You can give it as Control V/. What is the thing? Extracted text to docs. Then you can see there is an option called append text. Append text. What text you want to write it? You can click on the plus sign. Use variable extracted text. You can write. Maybe I will. I'm forgetting to get the variables. That is to see. See each and every activity that is an output parameter. Now, if you run the bot, you can go on, click on Run File. It is done. Let's go to the project folder. How to go to the project folder? Go to the project and open the project folder. You can see the Word document. When you open it, you can see the content. Is the content here? When you see the content, got your point? Got it. Now I got it. Again, I'm not able to create the variable. I'm missing this part. Now, today I'm going to cover about a project that is very important for us, about Excel automation. We saw about UI automation on that day. We saw about user interface automation, which in the element exists. We saw about this activity. Today I'm going to cover about Excel automation. Manjula, if I say apart from Excel and my work, the data like screen scraping and data scraping from table is almost same. Because if I get the data from web, then data table data. If I take your data from the website, it is same data scraping by table. The two function is applicable for everyone. Apart from that, it is applicable for both application. There is no difference. It applicable for both window application plus web application. Apart from this, then the other person may have a different objective. Like I want to learn Excel. Yes. What we won't use it. Excel automation, we will use it. Email automation, we will use it. And then I want to cover about database. I cannot cover because database is more technical for you. I said concept. I want to teach you. Then how to deploy the bot, how to run the bot. Like that, I'm good. How to deploy the bot in the orchestrate. How to schedule the bot from the orchestrate. And then, like that, we will discuss it. And another thing is we are going to discuss about how to create reusability bot. Some of the things may be repeated for you. Instead of recreating again and again, you can see that when you go to the home, you can see there is an option for create reusable component called library. Got your point? But that is what I want to cover it for you. I don't want to talk too technical for you because I understood. But as a part of your process, finance process. See finance, mostly you will use SAP application. And another thing is Excel. Your data may be in Excel. I want to cover in more detail today, and tomorrow I am planning to cover Excel automation. Sure, that is good for me. We need to go to let me create a new project. New process. I'm going to put all the things inside Excel. It's a Ajit. If I send this one packages, you will get all the information. I will go with my document. My document. I'm going to. Just for the Excel process. This will be completely Excel process. I'm going to show you. Let me change the packages. Let me go to the project tab. When you go on, click on the settings. I will disable this modern design. Now I will see the list of activity. Ajit, you know that we can add the activity. See, now I need to create a new sequence. Create a new sequence. I'm just talking about Excel. Excel itself. I want to talk about Excel. First, I will talk about Excel. First, that you need to understand. See how to add that. How to add the activity inside this workflow. Two. One is by clicking this plus sign. Or one other way is you can go to the activity tab and you can see there are a list of activities are there. Can you see that? But here you can see one of the very common. But I want to use my. You can go on search Excel like this. When you search Excel, can you see all the Excel activity? We are getting it here. Yes, sir. I want to understand because all the activities are here. I mean, say, when I required, I can choose. But is there any dictionary where I can use it like copy? See what is the meaning of the copy. See it. I know that the copy the seat, but sometimes I'm missing it. How to see what people? That's when I tell you, see, I don't want to go to any other website. Go to the UiPath Home Help. Help, you can see the product documentation. Oh, I see product documentation. If you click on that, it will go to the .uipath.com. Here you can see. If you want to then search Excel activity, if you go and search it, it will give you all the Excel. Can you see here? Oh no. Otherwise, you can come down here. It's a type of workflow file comparison debunking workflow analyzer on humans according UI element. A SIP application. If it is not there, also what you can do it, you can go on search. That's what I did, no Excel. If you go and search Excel, when you go and search Excel packages, you select one item, one of this. One thing, if you select it, it will automatically show you the file path I tell you about. It's loading. Can you see all the things? Excel activity. Can you see the data item update? This is about regarding data table. I append it. Otherwise, you can go and search also. When you search Excel, you can see XLP path activity. Select one of the activity. It will automatically show all the Excel activity. Can you see here, Ajay? Select range for the cell range. If you want, I will copy this. This is UiPath activity page. In the UiPath activity page, you can see all the action. Can you see related to the Excel activity? If you want, I will copy this. Yes, please copy it. Copy. Yes, I copied it. Ajay, you can refer that URL. Got it. You can copy it in. I think this is Notepad also if possible. I will copy it, I will copy it, I will copy it. Got it. Let me go back. Can you see all the Excel activity, Ajay? But if you want, you can search it also. You can go and search the activity. If you go and type Excel itself, you can see all the Excel activity. Read range, get table range, select range, create table, create pivot table. Can you see, Ajay, all the Excel activity? Whatever the word with workbook, it is related with the workbook. You will get it. I want to tell you, Ajay, here in UiPath, we have two types of Excel activity. One is see when I talk about select range. Can you see that it doesn't when I take this activity? When I use this activity called select range, can you see what are the parameters? I have Ajay here, sheet name and range. But can I use this activity directly? No, because I should tell me which workbook I want to read the sheet 1 and range. Oh no, what I need to do is you have to use this Excel application. You can see the error. Can you see that activity is valid only inside the Excel application scope? What is that? They are telling that you should use this Excel application scope. Every time I have to go for this Excel if I want to use the. Yes, you need to use Excel application scope. Then you can add the activity inside this to scope. Now you see the error is different. Value for the record activity range is not supplied. Got it, Jay? That one. I want to tell you in UiPath there are two types of Excel activity. What are the two types of Excel activity? One is Excel application scope and Excel workbook. Excel. There are two types of Excel activities. One is Excel application scope and one is Excel workbook. Excel workbook. What is the why we need this? All these two different data types. What is the difference? Why we need this? See, Ajit, you know that every organization, let me take over the small organization. They don't have sufficient license. See, I'm going to run the bot on some dedicated mission. If I'm using Excel, activity means what is the thing I need to install MS Office there. Oh no, I have to install MS Office. See, I don't have sufficient license. Imagine I don't have sufficient license. I got sufficient license only for the employee. I didn't have license for the dedicated mission. That is Veeam mission. How the organization handling the challenges? This was UiPath and automation. What is I'm talking about in automation? Anyway, they asked this question. When you take this Excel application scope or Excel workbook, what is the difference? If you're using Excel application scope, now what is the prerequisite? Excel should be installed. Got it, Ajit? Excel should be installed. Installed here. Excel is not required. Excel application is, let me put the keyword called Excel application is not required. But for this, Excel application should be installed. Installed means I should have like this Excel. I should have this application should be there. For this Excel application scope for Excel workbook, Excel application is not required. Second difference is for Excel application scope. It support all the extension. It support all the extension of file. AGIS in Excel there are many extension. We have it. Some slots. Like this, we have different extension. No? If you want to open any type of extension, you have to use Excel application scope only. But if my file but Excel workbook, no. Excel workbook, it support only Xlux. Got it. Only one extension. Because why it support only a success file? Because Excel application is not required for that. Yes or no? But you may be thinking of how it is opening only Xlux file. Because it interact with OS. Operating system here, but this will interact with application. It interact with application directly. Then you may be having a doubt how it is interacting with operating system. Ajit, Windows operating system, Linux operating system, Windows Server, like that, various type of operating. Every operating system support default type of file. Files, yes, all the Windows operating system support. Only what type of Xlux file? File. Automatically the OS will understand. This UiPath is asking to open Xlux file. But one thing it won't open in your task manager. It won't open in task manager. Whenever you open the file, you maybe notice it. It may open in your task manager. When you open Excel workbook, but this will open in your task manager. Open in the task manager. This is a major difference between Excel application scope and Excel workbook. Let me go back. This select range, I gave one thing I'll do. Let me go on, click on this. I'm searching the activity called read range. Can you see activity? There are two activity, read range and workbook. Can you see two things? Read range workbook. Read range workbook is nothing but which category? Workbook and read ranges. Range is application. That's it. Don't worry about much. You told me that only one read range. When I go and search read range, see when I search read range, you can see yes, two category. Range. Same thing, can you see write range also? Write range. Can you see write range, write workbook? Same thing, write cell. Can you see write cell also two activity? Read cell. Read cell to read cell workbook. But one thing I want to tell you, what is that I can say? Get workbook name, get worksheet name. Can you see here also only two activity here? Only two activity, only one activity. available, available only, integrated, application, application. This activity is there in the workbook activity. A sheet in the Excel. No work, get workbook, workbook sheet. I am searching this. Can you see? I have only one activity, get workbook sheet. Under which activity is there? This is application. But it is there in the workbook activity. Workbook activity. It is there. It is there in workbook activity. It is there, yes. Where it is? It is which activity? It is only Excel, only application activity, not workbook, not in workbook activity, workbook activity. What I am telling you, don't think that all the activity will be available in both the workbook and the Excel, both the things. Very, very basic things. You will see it in like read range, write range, get cell, set cell. A very basic activity. Only you can see it in this workbook. Understood, Aaron. Got it, got it. But here you can see all more than 30 to 40 activities are there. Here you may be having some 10 to 15 activities. But here you may have 40 to 50 activities. You will have the application. Have more activity, you mean to say? Yes, application have more activity. Excel workbook have less activity. Where you can use workbook activity. That's the thing. See, I am running. I am just to read, just simple reading a data and writing a data. Just, I want to read the data and write the data. Just basic things. See, I want to create a macro. Sorry, I want to run a macro. I want to create a pivot table. I want to delete a sheet. Then I will need application. Exactly. Good, but very important thing is Manjula, where do you read this Excel workbook? That's what I told. If I want to do basic activity like read and write the data in Excel. Where Excel is not installed. That's important. Just, I want to do a simple operation. Like reading the data and writing the data, but I don't want to spend license for that. Which license? MS Office license. See, you know that you work with Excel. We need to install MS Office. MS Office is not free of cost. It is a licensed product. Got? For that you have to use Excel workbook. Yes, correct. Correct. Got? First we will see Excel workbook activity. Then we'll see Excel applications. For first we will see all the Excel workbook activity. Then, because I want to spend more time for this, because most of the time we work with Excel data. Yes. Especially finance team, you guys cannot live without Excel. Anything. If you want to do it, you will put it in Excel one day. I'm concentrating on Excel. Now let me go. Let us delete this Excel application scope. You understand what are the two type of Excel type application and workbook? Just type I want, I'll show you here. It's a lawyer. Excel application scope. I want range, reading, read range. If I use this, which one I need to use it? First one or second? Which one I need to use? Workbook I can use. No, application first one. First one. But you see that the next activity, which is the next activity, read range workbook. You can see the read range. Both are same one thing, but did you notice it? What is the difference? Read range or workbook read range? Tell me what is the difference between read range and read range workbook. In read range, how many parameters we are passing? Only. Sheet name and range of a data. But when I am taking read range, what are the data I am passing? Sheet name, workbook, path, and sheet. The sheet name and the range. Basically path, also it's linking. Because we see for this where I am giving the path, workbook path. In the Excel application scope I am giving. Got your point? And then range I am selecting. Under read range, I am selecting. Sheet name and range I am selecting here. But read range, I am creating the both. Both path and file name and sheet name. Here I am, that's only for this. That's one I told you no. Read range should be inside this Excel application scope. This will need read range workbook path. Will give sheet name. Will give the range. No need of Excel application. This is C. This is the application scope. This is Excel application scope. This is workbook activity. This is application. This is workbook activity. It is out of scope. Application scope. Directly. Second one. Read range workbook path. No need of application scope. Application scope. Because here itself I am giving the file path, the sheet name and the range of the data which I want to read it. Only simple task. If I want to read or write only. Exactly. Just reading the data. But read range activity is there in this also. I am not saying that. See Ajit, whatever activity you have it in the basic activity, it is there in Excel advanced activity also. I am just telling you. This is basic. This is basic. This is basic activity. This is all advanced activity. All advanced activity. Whatever basic activity here, you can see it in the advanced activity. Advanced also, yes. How I decide? I use application or workbook. No, that's what I told you. If Excel is not installed in the machine, which one you will use it? Workbook. Understood. I am telling. Now see if I want to use macro, which one? I will use it. Application scope. I want to create a pivot table. I think application scope means advanced activity. If I want to do that, I have to follow Excel. I want to just read the data and write the data. Which one we can use it? Excel workbook. That's it. And what is the prerequisite for Excel application scope? Excel should be installed. That's it. That's it. Yes, that's it. Understand, AJ? If no Excel is installed, I want to do the basic activity means you can use Excel workbook. Excel workbook. Got you. Got it. But I'm telling you, Ajit, 99% will use Excel application scope only. Because we want to do a lot of activity, I want to delete a sheet. I want to get the sheet name. I want to delete a column. Delete a row. I think that a column means certain row. I want to do means which is the best. Got you. Application scope. Now let me go to my UI part. Let me create a view. I just sequence what is the activity I'm going to talk about. Excel workbook. Excel workbook. If you go and search workbook, can you see Ajit? Close workbook, save workbook. Get workbook sheet. Read range workbook, append range, get table range, read cell. Can you see only this activity? We have Ajit. Only this number of activity we have. Only basic activities, very basic. That's why I told you now, just if you want to read the data and write the data means, which is the best activity. So I want to do just reading and writing. Workbook activity, you can do it. It's clear now. Is it clear? This is all. All these are basic Excel activity. Can you see that? This is like system integration. Can you see system, system, system? Can you see all these things? System, system, system. Why system? It is why it is C. Can you see the different app integration and system? This is the switch activity. This is application basically, and that is system OS, basically operations. Is it clear? Clear now. Now I see the basic activity. Let me Excel workbook activity. I want to read a data. Read range. Read. Can you see read range workbook? Reading. You can give the workbook path, the sheet name, and the range of a data you want to read it. Reading. I am teaching you basic workbook activity Ajit. What is the first activity? Let me put it in the notepad. I am teaching you which activity Excel workbook activity. Excel workbook. First activity I am stating is read workbook. Workbook. What are the parameters? I need to choose it. The workbook path, the sheet name, and the range of data you want to read it. Now let us go and click on this. Where is this? Desktop. I think we have the transaction file now. Where is the transaction file? It is something depopulation. No, where is that? This is desktop only. Yes, here I have the list of. Let us take the challenges. I am taking the challenge workbook. Now here when I take where is my challenge workbook? Let me minimize it. What is the workbook we talked? Challenge. I am taking the challenges. These are the columns. What are the columns? First name, last name, company name, rolling company. What is the sheet name? I want to read it. Sheet 1. Let me go to your iPad. I have to give the sheet name. What is the sheet name? Sheet 1. Then you can use the range. If I give double quote, what is that meaning? Ajit. I think I explained you last time. If I give open quotes and double quotes without any range, what does that mean? All data, all data. When you go to read the whole sheet, whole sheet, whole sheet, whole sheet. When you come to this read range activity on the side, you can see we gave the sheet name, we gave the range, we gave the range, we gave the sheet name, workbook path. But there are other options also available. Edit. Can you see add CADA? What does that mean? I need to tell to my UiPath my first line is my CADA. First line is my CADA. If you uncheck, what will happen? Then it will take also add a little bit of data. Age it. Sometime your Excel sheet will be protected with the password. Suppose if Excel sheet is protected with the password, it is compulsory you need to pass the password. If the password is otherwise, it will throw an error. And preserve format. What is preserve format? You want to read it in the same way how it is written in the Excel sheet means. Then you can use the preserve format. Got. Read range workbook. Have this number of parameters. I think when you look out the bar, we can see only 3 input. But you need to go to the property and you can see what are the inputs you can do. And out. What is this output? The data, what I am reading it. If you go and store it in this output, what is the keystroke I will use? The data table. Call K. Control K. The customer details. You can see that the variable is created here. What type of variable it is? No. What type of variable it is created? The customer details. Spring and I think. No, it is data table. No. Data table. I can't see. Data table. Why it is data table? Why it is data table? Why not to be spring? Numbers are numbers basically. It is number contain numbers. What is data table? Data table means what? Table means data is structure, format, intersection of rows and columns. Intersection of. That's what it is called data table. Why it is data table is. I am reading from where? From Excel. Excel contains how many rows and columns? It consists of rows and columns. Or no? Yes, it is automatically stored into the data table. Data table. Is it clear, Ajit? It stores in the data table. Data table, data table. Now how to access data table? How to access data table? I want to read the data from the data table data. What activity I have used? Last week I told you. How to read the data from the data table? You used read range. Read range. Yes, the read range is reading the data and store it away. Data table. Now output, I think. That is output, but I want to review. Now, you remember. For each row in code, For each row in data table. Which data table? DT customer data table. You know where that each row stored agent. It's in UiPath. Where to means I have to give the file name. Now it is reading each row. Now each row is stored in the current row. Now how to access current row? I'll just use message box. Current row. Current row dot item of 0 0.2 string. Why I'm converting? Because message box will take only string data type. String data type which value to print as it. Which column in each row, which column it will print. First, second, I think first column. First column, your first column 0. 1, 2, 3. See in my Excel agent. It is reading from the Excel and stored where? Where it is stored after read range. Read range. It is stored where? In the output. In the date store. Now how to read? Retrieve the data from the data table. For each row in each row data table. I gave data table named it customer detail. It is reading each row. Where that each row is stored. Current row. How to access the current row? Current row dot item of 0 dot string to string. Which value it will print now. Whether it will print first name or print the last name. Or it will print company name. It is first name, I think. Let's run the bot. Can you see what error I am getting? Can you tell me? File Excel file. What error? What error? The process cannot access the file because it is being used by the another process. Open. When you are using workbook activity to adjust. When you are using workbook activity, you should not keep the Excel file open. Just I will put it in this notes. When you are using Excel workbook, you should not keep the workbook. You should close it. It should not be on your task manager. I am closing this calendar workbook. Now I will run the bot. Can you see? It is reading John, Jane, Albert, Michael. But it shows John to me only. Now maybe Jess. It's coming slowly. It's coming slowly. It's only showing me the message from reading. I am just use message box only. It is reading all the names. I am reading the data now also. I am just reading the data from Excel. You can go up, read and read. Next one. From here each row in data table from the taking the data from the DTS customer details. Next one is and showing me the message. It's reading basically. It is reading. That's what I don't. It is just reading the data. Reading the data from the data table. Yes, got it. Got it. Got it. I can access all the value. Here itself. You can see here, you can go and click on plus sign open advanced editor. Here you can give a space or you can give new line, current row. This is taking plus sign. I'm just giving a space. Plus current row. Current row item of 1.2 string. What I'm printing, which are the column I'm printing. First and second from second row. First and second, but I'm giving some space here because I want it. What is this plus sign is concatenation symbol. Plus sign is concatenation. Now you see that. Let me run it. The first and second units. But I just noticed in the task manager, it won't open on your task manager. I'll go to the Excel workbook. Can you see? John Smith. John the same. John, it's printing the first column and the second column. First and second. Got it. How to read range and as understood. How to read the data. Can you go down again? This is basically the formula to read. To read 1 and 2, if I add 1 more 3, I can get 3, 4, 6. You can add. Yes, I'm showing in message box activity here. I'm showing in the message box. That's it. But you won't use message boxes for quick response, for training purpose and music. But what we will use in this is like customer details. No. Where is my like customer details? Customer detail, the first name, last name. You remember the challenge workbook challenge page. Where is the challenge page? If I go for like 1 by 1, if I point out like 4 through 5th row, can it be possible? A page challenge. I did hear the details are there. Now I want to see the details. Just for understanding, I gave message box, you need to update into this page. I will be tapped at this first name, last name, email ID, address, phone number. Can you see my Excel sheet? Where is my Excel sheet? A challenge workbook. I think I've gone through first name, last name, company name, role in a company address, email, phone number. But Manjula, if I want a specific detail like from D7, 7th through scientist. Is it possible for that? Only scientist and Malo. That's one I told you, Ajit. Here, if you give this double quotes and close double quotes, what will happen? You read the whole sheet, but here you can go on. Click on Open Advanced Editor. What do you want? D7 to D7 to what column you want read it. D7 to D7 to which column? 2. 1, 2, 3, D7 only. I want D7 not on. You want to read a range of data or you want to read only one cell? No, Liam, B7. If I say who is scientist, just Marlowe. See, that's one I told you now, Ajit. This is reading a range. Read range means what? You are reading a book. See, you have to give a range of data. D7 to something you want read it. To it a D7 colon Nina I am giving. D10 is where? D7 I'm giving. When I give D7 to E9, I have to uncheck this option. Go to. Otherwise, what will happen? I gave D7 to E9. This will consider as a header. Consider header just. I am unchecking the header. Now you see that. Let me run the file. Oh, I need to keep my X, I know. Of course. Maybe we have to change the strings. No, I need to close the workbook. Can you see? D7, D8 and D9. That's it. Understand, I think? I think I got it. Got it. 2E. See, because what activity I am using here? What is the activity name? Read range workbook. A read range means you are asking me to read only D7. It's a single cell. It's a single cell or multiple cell. It is single cell. If you want C, that's only. We have a separate activity. Let me go. Now next activity I am going to teach. Excel workbook. This is read range. This is what I showed you is read range. Read range. That is, you want to read a cell. Read cell. Can you see which one I have to use? Workbook second one. Read cell. Again you can see 3 input. Workbook sheet name and cell reference. Challenge. Challenge workbook. What is the sheet name? Sheet. You want to write D. That's it, D7. That's also when I say that, where it will show the output. Did something. Control. Cell value I will give. What type of variable is cell value? String. Why it is string? Why it is not data table? Because this time we are not selecting the data table. We have specific cell value. Single value when I am spreading, no. It is automatically string. Now when I go and click on message box. What variable? What is the variable I want to give? Cell value. Now you see run that file. You got the sentence. If you want to read multiple cell values, you can repeat the same command. Which one? Control-C, Control. You want to change it to some E7. E7 or E5 you want to read. It means you can give E5 and this also store it into this message box. I will use message box. Can you see that? The same output cell value only. It's under. Only range we have changed. Range we have changed. 2 activities I used. 2 times I repeated. This is 7. This if. E file also we read range and same activity we repeated. Read range, read cell. Read cell workbook. This is separate from D cell. No. This is separate activity. It's a separate activity. I have 2 activities. Got it. Manjula, why I am asking this question to you? Because you are showing the message. Sometimes we have a big data file. It may be 100 to 100. We download some PI report. I am giving you an example. I have to pick only operating sales, gross profit, and notebook. I don't require the whole data. Then sometime I type it and I copy it and we have made some Excel formula. In this case, if I have that file and I only want the data from that file, we will see about this condition. See, let me take the same Excel data. Where is that? Why I am asking this specific cell? Because from that Excel same, like you, I want only GP gross profit from this. I will fix one because the file I download from the system is fixed every time. We download it and pick up the data from that sometime. If I apply that formula here, specific cell, the UiPath will pick only the data from that cell. Just I was thinking. No, that is correct, Ajit, I understood. See, now you want other columns. But I want to take only which is the data which is repeated here. Programmer, how many programmers is there? Scientist data. I think 2 scientists are there. 2 scientists are there. I want to pick up only Doug Derek and Michael Norton. How we can do that? By range, I think. We will read the range. Let me go back. You understood about reads and workbook activities. That is great. When you talk about read cell, it means it reads only one cell. Read range means it reads the range, what data you are giving it. But this will store in which variable? Data table. But read cell will store it into string variable. String variable. Now you want, let me create new sequence. Excel workbook. 2. You want to read specific row. Specific. Again, I am using read range activity. Read range. Read range. Range. Read range. Sorry, not this one. Read range workbook. It is the workbook. I want to read it from the desktop. New folder. What does the workbook mean? challenge. Use open. I think it is only open. What is the name? Sheet 1. Sheet 1. I don't know. I am just giving this full range. Full range, yes, where that output is stored. In table, I think I have to give Control KT customer detail. Got it. Then how to read the data from the data table. What activity? What activity name is it? How to read the data from data table. Read range workbook. Reading from workbook where this data is stored. This is data table. How to read the data from data table. What activity I use? I forget. Row. Each row in data table. For each row in data table. Which data table? DT customer detail. Where that each row will go and store it. Currently. Come on, let me open that Excel sheet. Which sheet? Challenge. Which column we have that scientist? D, that is your 1, 2, and 3. What I am going to do, which I am going to write if conditioner J. If means checking. Checking here. What I am going to check? I am going to check here condition. What is the condition? Current row of item of 3.2 string equal to what? What is the value you want to check? Equal to scientist. Yes, I am going to take. I will just take only this scientist. Spinning should not make. Current row dot item. Current row of item of 3, 3. What is that? Current row. Where that each row is stored as it. Current row. Current row of item of 3. What is item of 3? Item 4th D3. Equal to what I am checking. Scientist. If it is scientist what you want to do, you can do some action. Let me show you message box. What do you want to do? You can print that. Current. Let me print that current row of item of 3.2 string I am printing. Yes, what you want to do it. Why it is giving an error? Equal operator equal mix. I am showing you double equal, single equal 1. Equal to scientist. This is not necessary, else you don't need to do it. Else what you can do, it is true, you can continue the loop continue. You can see there is an action called continue. If this is not scientist, I am giving continue. What will happen? Continue. You will check again. It will go to the next row. If I give, it will go to the next row. Now let's run. Now I am keeping that Excel sheet for fun. How many row output I get? Only 2 row output I get. See scientist, that's it. only to raw data it is giving. Why does it work? Why I'm checking this if condition. Otherwise it continue in the next row. I understood all of this. Got you. Any question? Got it. I am reading at range. I am taking each row in the. Where is that? You understood. I am writing. See, let me go to the top. I am reading a range. I am taking each row in the data table. And I am checking the if condition statement. You saw about read range and read cell. And for each row, what are the activities we saw today? I think we saw about read range workbook. How to read for each row in data. Then we saw about read cell. Excel workbook. Workbook, yes. Then what is the next activity we saw? If condition. We saw if condition. Got it. Very good. Now second thing. I think we range, then we convert the data into Excel. Like it is in message box. Now you want to write this into some notebook, suppose. Let us use the same itself. Now, where is the Excel workbook? Let us take this challenging workbook. I want to write this data into sheet 2, yes. I want to write it here. Let me go and copy the header in the sheet 2. I am copying the header. Now, what do you want to do with it? You want to copy this scientist, only you want to do with it. You want to copy it into the sheet 2. You want to copy it. How to write it here? I want to write this first name, last name like this. I want to write it. I want to only know the no. Let me get. I don't want to write much data. Let us delete. We don't want to waste the time. I want to write one leader only name and email. First name, role, name and role in your company. Correct. Because you can write it everything, but it will take time. What you will do? Let me go back into this. If this is satisfied, if this is scientist, what you want to do? Write cell activity, write cell workbook. Write cell workbook. Which workbook? Again, you need to select the same workbook. Which workbook? Manual, I think you copied it. If you have removed it. I need to write it if condition is there. No. If condition is there, I remove the message box. Message box, I remove. You told me now, manual, I want to write it in the workbook. I remove the message box. How to write cell by cell? By using write cell workbook. Write cell again. You need to tell the workbook name. What is the workbook name? Let us copy this. Let us Control A, Control C. The same workbook for Dano. I'm going to write Control B. Control B. Same workbook. Which sheet name you want to write it? Shoot. Shoot. Which cell you want to write it? You want to write it in A1. What content you want to write? Current pro. Current pro. Item. Dot two step. First name. Got it as a. Now I will copy this Control C tree. Control. Now I need to change it here to B2. What is that one? This I will change it to, I think 1. Then again Control C, Control B. This is, I will change it to C2. But this is, I change it to. No. First name, last name. Company name, I wrote company. Company name is which column? Rolling company. Fourth column. It is 3. But it is corrected. You mean to say sheet to A2. I am writing A2. In the sheet A2, the value. What value I want to write it? G from this current row. This is my current row. Current row item of DT customer it is doing. They. Now is it correct AJ? It will write always in A2, B2, C2 only. But I need to increase the row number. I got it. Now I am asking. I want to increase the row number. Increase the row number. You would 1, 2, 3 downward. I need to go. How we can increase that? I need to change that. When you go to the low, it should change it to 3. Next. Then it should change it to 4. Like this, it should change. Could we put the range here? To C. C3, I need to change it. B3, I need to change it. A3, I want to change it. How to change it when the loop goes? We will continue. How to do that? Increase +1 or something. Yes, we need to increase the +1, increase +1. How to increase the plus sign? What I am going to do? The beginning of the loop. Before I take this for each row, I am going to create a variable name called what I will do. Sorry, not here. I am going to create a variable called row counter. Row counter. What it means? It should be integer. What is that value? It should start with what value? Starting value. Because our row number starts in 2. Now here I start with row counter 2. I will go and click on this. Open advanced editor. I will remove the 2. I will put it to a plus row counter we created of row counter. We created a raw counter.toStrings. Why I am putting that into toString? Raw counter is what type of variable I created of raw counter. String. No. 1, 3. Numbers I created now. If you remember, raw counter I created as a what type of variable I created? Integer. Integer. I am increasing that into where is that variable? Click on this plus sign. I think it is inside the application scope. I need to keep it in Excel workbook. I have to go and click on this plus sign. Open the editor. I created raw counter.toString. I need to go and change it everywhere here also. How do I change it? I will remove this too. Close the double quotes. +++ raw counter.toString. Here also. Why it is giving an error? ToString. ToString. Here also. Open the editor. Remove the 2. Plus raw counter.toString. Ages, I just want to increment that value, inside the loop. Inside the loop, I need to increase that value, Oh no? Yes, what I am doing. Raw counter equal to raw counter plus 1. I am incrementing the raw counter. Got it, good. Now let me close this Excel file. It's quickly distancing. Let's go and open the workbook. What is that workbook? Can you see? But only 2, 3. Just see Michael. Only 2 scientists. Only 2 scientists here. We have taken 2. Equal to 2 scientists. If I remove scientists, it will write all. It will write all. It will write all. It will write all, but I need to remove the zip condition. Got it. I have one question also. Just I remember from this, sometimes we get some PDF data and then we convert in the table also. See, I get one invoice from like customer, like bank. This is your invoice number. Bank charges again this FC. This charges and then we get every time like daily basis. This is invoices from bank. Just I remember. Then we convert. When auditor asks how much bank charges, you paid it. We also prepare that in the Excel. That is called adverse. There is an adverse concept called document understanding agenda. It is because what data you are reading from invoice. It is unsubscribed format. You cannot use data stamp. Since carbon, you cannot use it. Now what we are doing also. Sometimes we are converting in the Excel or Word book. Something I don't know. They are doing and they are picking. Copy customer and date info like numbers, amount and invoice number FC number. And thus then copying the Excel table. We can easily do it. No need to go all this tricky manner. There is one concept called document understanding. We call this as intelligent document processing. Using intelligent document processing, you can extract the data from the invoice. And you can write it in Excel. That is the option for. Here we cannot convert it, that PDF in Excel and then Excel to the required. That we can do it. That is a big process. That is all. I told you now IDP document understanding concept. That is, we need a license for that. You can get the license and we can do it. Got your point. But what you are doing is you are writing into Word document. From the Word document, you are copy pasting it. Something you need to know. That is complicated. Why we need to repeat it. And one more thing, the invoice template can be any template. It can be any template. It is not necessary that invoice should be in same template. You can have any number of templates. I should have IQ but. iQuat is my new laptop. iPad is one type. The template can be anything. The template can be any template. From that, it can extend the information using document understanding. That we can do it. That is easy method. You no need to think about the template should be same. The template can be any template. Your invoice number can be here. Your invoice number can be here, anywhere. It is not necessary that invoice should be in the same position. Anywhere invoice number you can pick up. That is what we call as IDP. But just I am asking the PDF can be converted to Excel or not in UiPath. No, you cannot convert. How PDF is unstructured document? No. You can extract the text from the PDF. I am not saying that you cannot extract it when I go and create a new sequence, PDF to Excel. That is what you are getting. Not anymore. It is over. It is next. If once now, what is this PDF to? Not regular resources are available to complete this operation. Mainly one worksheet. Let us use the main worksheet. See, if you want to add the PDF again, go to Manage Packages, go to All Packages, search for PDF activity. You can see UiPath PDF activity. Can you see here? Adjust UiPath PD activity. You can install it. Click Save button. You can see that. Go to the activity you search for PDF. You see there is extract. Read PDF text. You can give the PDF file name. The text will be extracted here. Now using the text you can extract information. You can see you can take the text and you can write it in Excel. I am not saying it, but it will write in unstructured format. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@upptalk.com.